The mirrors are basically the same. So on the back, it sounds better here. Keep in mind, on the hybrid versions, both of those cars, Bigster and Duster, come with normal brake discs. So let's talk about the length of both cars. I put them like this because you can see a little bit better the differences and the size between those two. 20.9 centimeters here on Duster and 21.9 on Bigster. When it comes to tail lights, even though they look basically the same, there are differences. Another difference between those two is that here on Duster, you can see I have huge amount of space. You can watch the stars in the nighttime. Maybe I will take these cars for camping them. The seats are a little bit slightly different, but the center console is different. It's a little bit higher. Hello guys, and welcome back to a new video. Today I have with me two of the most affordable SUVs on the market, two of my favorite SUV. From the point of view of price offer, I think those two cars are one of the best on the market that you can buy today if you are on the budget. So I have with me the brand new Dacia Duster. Both of them are full hybrid version. Why is that? Because this is the version that I definitely recommend to most of the people that will ask me, because I have a lot of questions. So Dacia Duster, full hybrid. This is the extreme version, and here we have the brand new Dacia Bigster. Is the journey version, so we cannot compare the extreme with extreme, but those two versions are basically the versions that I definitely recommend you to buy, and I will explain, and we will talk in this video a little bit also about the powertrain and why I recommend the full hybrid on both of them. Of course, if you're a person that goes on the mountains and a person that like to go off-road, or you're living in a place, in a village on the mountain, and you go a lot of off-road, it's snowing, it's winter, it's raining a lot, then will make a lot of sense to go for four-wheel drive versions. But for the moment, I think for most of the people, over 80% of the people, the full hybrid will make more sense. And in this video, we will talk a little bit about the exterior, interior, the changes, what have on plus Dacia Bigster, what have plus Dacia Duster. So I hope the video will be useful, because I know I have a lot of questions from you, a lot of people interested in those two cars. So I can answer to all comments because I have so many comments, so I decided to make this comparison video so I can definitely talk a little bit about those two cars. So the most important thing is the price, of course. So let's talk a little bit about the prices. So Dacia Duster start at a price with Eco G100 at 19,000 euro, and it can go for the full hybrid 140 up to 25,150 euro, where Bigster start with TCE 140 at 23,000 euro, and it can go with hybrid 155 up to 27,900 euro. The differences between the both hybrid systems is not that big. So as a starting price, around 2,000–3,000 euro, but in general, as an average difference between those two cars, it's around 4,000 euro. And depending which country you are, you can go on Dacia website and configure it and check the prices, because in some countries the price might be different. So definitely I recommend you to check out at the Dacia website. But what is important to keep in mind is the fact that the Duster begin at 19,000 for the entry-level version, where Bigster begin at 23,000 with the entry-level version, but of course different powertrains. We will talk about that in a second. And what is important, because I recommend you the full hybrid systems, it's important to keep in mind that the full hybrid start on Duster at 25,150 euro, and on Bigster hybrid 155 start at 27,900 euro. As a price and as information regarding the price, those are the difference. But on full hybrid, the difference is around 2,000–2,500 euro between those two. But on Bigster you get a new engine, more powerful and more efficient, and on Duster it's a little bit smaller, less horsepower. But you know, when you look at the price difference, I'm leaning towards Bigster, to be honest, when it comes to powertrain and price. I mean, I will definitely hold on a little bit and try to save some money in order to be able to pay for the Bigster. I don't know, this is just me. So guys, let's talk a little bit about the engine and powertrains. I think those are the most important. So first of all, on Duster, the entry powertrain, it's Eco G100, start at 19,000 euro. Then it's TCE 130 front wheel drive start at 21,600 euro. TCE 130 404, the all-wheel drive version, start at 24,800 euro. And then of course the version that we have here is the full hybrid 140, start at 25,150 euro. Consumption on the hybrid systems are like that. Bigster have 4.6 liter and Duster 5.1 liter. It's really impressive how Bigster have a better fuel efficiency than Duster. It's really crazy how efficient and how much they evolve in terms of engines and powertrain in such a short time. So Dacia, it's really making quite fast progress, and Renault Group in general. So this is also something really cool. Also the top speed 160 km per hour. And very important, the weight of the car, it's around 1,304 kilograms. It comes with the same automatic transmission, multi-mode 4+2 speeds. I'm not going to go into detail because I already talked about that. Definitely check out the full review to see more details. CO2 emission 114 grams. So the difference, we will talk when we get on Bigster regarding the difference between those two. But regarding the powertrain, I think those are the most important information and the most important features and price regarding the powertrain. Let's go to the Bigster and let's talk about this powertrain and options that we have. So it starts with TCE 140 at 23,000 euro. Then we have the TCE 130 404 starting at 26,900 euro. And then of course the version that we have here, hybrid 155, start at 27,900 euro. In terms of consumption, we have around 4.6 liter estimation. That means somehow 0.5 liter more efficient than Duster. So it's really interesting that this full hybrid system 155 from Bigster managed to be bigger, more powerful, but somehow more efficient than on Duster. So it's really interesting. Also, it has lower emission. We have 105 grams CO2 emission on the Bigster. So Bigster, it's more ecological, and Bigster, it's also more efficient. Really interesting. The same transmission, automatic transmission, 4+2 speeds, a multi-mode transmission. Also, when we look at the top speed, 180 km per hour, 0 to 100, it's also quicker than Duster, 9.7 seconds, where Duster have 10.1 seconds. So quite interesting, bigger car, more spacious, more powerful, more efficient, and somehow more quicker. When it comes to weight, of course, here we have 50 to 70 kilograms more for Bigster. Also, we will talk about the trunk when we get there. But in general, I think those are the most important information and technical data regarding the cars. I will try to add it in the description of this video so you can make a comparison regarding every single them. But from my point of view, I told you guys, for 2,500 euro, it makes a little bit more sense to go with Bigster when it comes even to full hybrid. I think the only way to go with Duster, I will explain you in a second, it's when you want to be a little bit more compact, more agile, when you go off-road, because the approach angle and departure angle are better on Duster, and we will talk about that in a second when we go to the chassis and to the car. Both of them have automatic lift gate, which is great. It adds a little bit of premiumness to the car. So both of them are basically the same, which is very important. And also the layout here you saw before, it's basically the same. But those are the information regarding the powertrain. Let's talk a little bit about the exterior design, and we will start with the front end. And basically both of these cars use the same design languages, so most of the people, when they look at the cars, probably will not notice the difference immediately. So some of them, they might confuse which is which I mean, which is Bigster, which is Duster. So you have to pay attention to the cars, so you have to know the cars a little bit. But in general, it's good that Dacia used the same design language because it looks really good, it looks really powerful. Both of those cars are very attractive, and from my point of view, Dacia in the last year step up the game with the design, and they kind of make really nice, attractive cars. And both of them, they're pretty beautiful. I can't say one is beautiful than other. I think they're equal nice. Now, the front end, and we will start right here. The hood is basically the same. The side here with the lines are basically the same. Even down here, this plastic protection is basically the same size, a little bit more extended in order to protect the paint of the car. This is very useful when you go off-road, and they're made in the same recycled materials, as you probably know, and we talk about that, which is very, very smart. Now, going a little bit in front here, everything is changing. Not everything, but basically many things are changing, and you can see immediately on the side, the air intakes here on the Duster, it's designed differently, a little bit higher, and down here on the Bigster, it's a little bit lower. The thing is that here are air intakes on both of those versions, very useful to improve the aerodynamic. 6 sensors on both versions, even though the design is quite different. Then another thing to point out is the fact that on the Duster we have a little bit more plastic extended bumper here in the front, which is very useful if you hit something, where here on the Bigster, even though this is the Journey version, you have the paint of the car which is extended a little bit more, so it looks a little bit more nicer, more commercial driving on the street, which Duster look a little bit more off-roadish. Another thing to point out what is different, and it's a plus for Bigster, is the fact that it has the fog lamp LED right here. You can see them, and it looks much better in the nighttime with a low beam. It's kind of the same LED, where here on the Duster we have the normal yellow halogen light, so you can see it on the lower end right here. So this is a different that worth point out. Other than that, the grille is quite different. Here on the Duster it's a little bit smaller, where here on the Bigster it's a little bit bigger, more squarish. And what is very important here on the grille of the Duster, you have kind of the same design because they use the same design language with a new logo. Down here you have the camera for 360 degrees camera. Both of the car come with 360 degrees camera. And if we look inside here, I was so surprised that Dacia come with active cooling. You can see some clappers are closed right now, and even down here you can see the clappers are open right now if you look closely inside. So that will improve, you know, the temperature, or when it's cold will stay closed, when it's hot will open in order to cool down and to let the air to go to the radiator. Very smart stuff for Dacia. And of course here on Dacia Bigster, the impressive thing is the fact that on the lower end it doesn't have that active cooling. It's really interesting approach, something that I didn't see. It's for the first time when I see now. If you look inside, is directly the radiator, and a little bit higher here you see also slightly different design, but here you can see the air intakes, allow the air to go there, and then it goes down if I see very well. And also of course in the middle the same kind of logo with the camera for 360 degrees. So interesting approach. On Duster you have that active cooling, and here on Bigster you don't have that active cooling on the hybrid system, which is really interesting. And if you know why Dacia choose to do that, I'm really curious to write me in the comment to tell me that. So in general, when we talk about the headlamps, I leave these to the end. They are basically the same. So turning signal, full LED, daytime running, full LED in the same place, low beam, full LED, and the high beam, it's a normal halogen light on both of these versions. So the difference is here in the fog lamp, which you saw a little bit earlier. But other than that, different approach, a little bit slightly different, but in general I think both of them look pretty nice. Now guys, another difference here in the front is the approach angle, which on Duster it's much better. So it makes more sense to go off-road with Duster than with the Bigster, which have approach angle a little bit lower. So it's a more commercial approach on Bigster, like I said before. So anyway, let's go forward. Let's go to the side, and because we have the cars like that, I think it's much more easier to talk about the side difference, even though then I will move the cars back to back so we can talk a little bit about the length. Now, the cool part, as you saw before, we still have those protection on the both cars. This is a great approach that Dacia bring on those two cars. Perfect to protect the paint of the car, perfect for road design, and they are made in recycled material, which is pretty great. Then we go to the rims. On Bigster, it starts from 17 up to 18-inch rims. Here we have the 18-inch rims. On the extreme version, alloy wheels completely. They look really good. Ventilated brake discs. And if we go here to the Bigster, we have the 19-inch wheels. It starts from 80 to 19. Those are the 19, the biggest one. They look really good, really elegant, and pretty attractive. Of course, ventilated brake discs, the same as on Duster. So this is the differences here. If you go a little bit further, we have different approach here on the side where we have Duster writing and the sign for recycled material with plastic. Here on the Bigster, we have this black glossy with some black matte and white. Really interesting, more commercial, more attractive, more premium approach. The mirrors are basically the same. So this is for the extreme version with copper. Turning signal, normal halogen bulb light. And here the same in black, halogen bulb light. And if you turn around and if you look at the mirror, it's basically the same with a blind spot light in the corners. Also on the Bigster, also on the Duster. If we go to the handles, basically they look the same. And let's see how it sounds. So basically, they sound the same, and they have basically the same approach, the same design, the same rubbers around the doors. If we go a little bit backward, here we have different handles, but basically the same handles, but different than in the front. And let's hear it. Oh. So on the back, it sounds better here on the Bigster. And if you come here, I will show you exactly why. And this is what I discovered also a little bit earlier. So if we look at the doors, right, you see the ceilings, the rubber ceilings up here is the same, rubber ceiling up here is the same, rubber ceiling down here is the same, but here on the Bigster, you have some extra rubber ceiling around here. Here it's kind of missing. So that's why when you close the door, it sounds much nicer on the Bigster. So that means, and also Dacia said that they improved the sound insulation in the car and the noise and also the insulation in general, which is another plus for the Bigster. I'm pretty sure it has a lot of things that we have to discover. Otherwise on the side, tinted windows in the back. This window here on Bigster, because the back end it's quite longer, it's bigger, so you have also bigger visibility, but it's bigger. And here you have a smaller window, but the same kind of approach. Also on the Bigster, you have Bigster writing here, where here on the Duster you don't have that. On the roof rails, the same Bigster and Duster here have the same roof rails, adjustable. You can put it vertical, horizontally, depend how you want it. Here are a little bit longer, even though they are basically having the same functions. Other difference is the antenna, radio antenna. You can see on the Duster it's a little bit longer, where on Bigster it's much more modern and black glossy, shark tail. It looks quite cool. And yeah, in general, the side, if you go a little bit lower, the same protection around the wheels in the back. Down here, keep in mind on the hybrid versions, both of those cars, Bigster and Duster, come with normal brake discs. Also on the Duster, also on the Bigster, so it didn't come with drum brakes. So on the full hybrid, keep this in mind. Otherwise, when we talk about the ground clearance, I can tell you that already 20.9 centimeters here on Duster and 21.9 on Bigster. So Bigster have a better ground clearance, it's a little bit higher, even though Duster somehow it's a better off-roader because it has the approach angle and departure angle better. But yeah, when it comes to ground clearance, Bigster it's a little bit higher. Tank, by the way, 50 liter, and the door of the tank make no sense to show you on the other car, on the Duster, because it's basically the same, but good quality also on the door of the tank. In general, I think those are the most important information regarding the side of the car. Let's put the car back to back and we talk a little bit about the length. So now let's talk about the length of both cars. I put them like this because you can see a little bit better the differences and the size between those two. And of course, The Bigster, it's a little bit bigger. It has 4 meter 57 centimeters, where Duster have 4 meter 34 centimeters. That means Bigster is 23 centimeters longer. When it comes to the size and the width of the cars are basically equal, but the height of the cars are basically different. It's 1 meter 66 or 1 meter 71 on Bigster. So Bigster, it's a little bit taller, 1 to 6 centimeters. When it comes to the wheelbase, here it's also a difference, 2 meter 65 for Duster and 2 meter 70 centimeters for Bigster. So it's 5 centimeters bigger in wheelbase. That means more space in the interior and mean a better stability at high speeds. Also, the ground clearance, I already told you, here we have 20.9 centimeters, here 21.9 centimeters. So 5 centimeters more in wheelbase. The difference between the wheels, it's a little bit longer. That means better stability at high speeds and also in curves, and also better comfort, better feeling inside, plus more space in the interior where the passenger sits, not only the size of the trunk, and in general 23 centimeters longer. Where here, as I said, it's a little bit also from the point of view of height, it's a little bit shorter than Bigster, and here it's also different, but up to 6 centimeters. So this is the difference, and this is the way they look from the side. Let's go on the back of the cars. Let's talk a little bit about the back end, but first of all, you already see that this end it's a little bit longer, so they extend this part here. And when it comes to tail lights, even though they look basically the same, there are differences, and not many people talk about those differences. For example, on Bigster, here the tail light, it's LED light, it's a little bit more diffuse, and also it seems like it looks a little bit better, a little bit darker, the tail lights. Where here on the Duster, inside you have normal halogen light for the tail lights, so you can see it's not so diffuse on all this area, but other than that the turning signal is basically the same. And going on the back, up here we have those beautiful spoilers. Both of them look great. On the Bigster it's a little bit more extended, and I think it looks really wonderful. Here is the brake light LED, here is the brake light LED, tinted windows, heated windows, and also the same basically wipers. A little bit lower, Dacia writing here in 3D, Dacia writing here in 3D, but here it's also different. Here you have a black plastic mat, where here on the Bigster we have this black with matte and glossy area. LED lights on the number plate. This is the reverse camera. On the Bigster, LED lights on the Duster. This is the reverse camera, basically the same. A little bit lower, Duster hybrid on the stickers. Bigster hybrid on the stickers. 6 sensors, by the way. Also, both of the cars come with 6 sensors. You can see them from the side. First one start here on Duster, and then you have 6 here on Bigster. First one start here. Here you have the fog lamp, normal halogen light on the Duster. Here you have also the reverse light. Going on the back here, we have the halogen light on the Bigster is basically the same as on the Duster, but now this, it's also different. The bumper is quite different. This one is made in 2 parts, and it's also extended, pretty much extended. It's in gray, that color that it's basically the same everywhere. And here you have the recycled material, a little bit more extended. So you see, surprisingly, Bigster, it's more extended on the back, but it's very useful. In case someone hit you in the back, you don't have to worry because you have those protections. But otherwise, in general, they are basically looking very similar. The exhaust pipe on both of the cars, it's somewhere under the car. So in general, yeah, basically, this is the way they look. I want to talk a little bit about the suspension because I forget. They have basically the same suspensions set up. From this point of view, the comfort in general should be the same, but I will talk a little bit more in the test drive video when I test drive the car. I have already 2 videos with both of them, so definitely check out that video to find out more about comfort and the suspensions, because in this video we're not going to focus on driving, but I will probably do separate videos for this as well. Let's go in the trunk, guys. First difference is the fact that on Duster we have manual lift gate, where on Bigster, for the first time on a Dacia, automatic lift gate. This is something that you can get on Duster. And now, those are the trunks. Let's start first with Duster, where we have this protection right here For the trunk, something that it's useful when you want to take it out, you take it out from here. But the cool part is that on Bigster, we don't have that anymore, that kind of cheap protection, I will call it. This is much more fancy because you can also extend this in two ways. You can make it like that, or you can leave it just simple, or you can take it out completely, but it looks much more nicer. In terms of entrance in the trunk, I would say basically it's basically the same. I think Bigster have a bigger entrance. It looks like bigger also on the side, but also as a length in height. But yeah, even Bigster, it has more than enough space, so I wouldn't complain about that. Other important thing is that on Bigster we have some plastic at the entrance, but you don't have a flat floor. You have around maybe 15 centimeters deepness around here, where here on the Bigster you have the same plastic, but it looks much better because you have a flat entrance, so it's much more practical, it looks much more premium, it looks more expensive from my point of view, and yeah, it's quite nice. Now, if you want to take out this protection, it's something that I will do right now. You can take it out very simple from here, it's nothing complicated, and I want to do that because I want you to see a little bit better the trunk and the space here. So as I said, the entrance is really big. Also on the Duster you have those U-clip where you can add different accessories, 12-volt port, normal halogen light, hooks in the corners. You don't have too much space here on the right side. Also you have an U-clip up here and a handle. On the left side you have U-clip, hooks, and some storage space for different repair kits. Here on the hybrid system, by the way guys, under the floor you don't have any more space because they have to fit somewhere all that technology. So yeah, not too much space under the floor. But overall, as a trunk, I would say for the size of the car, for a subcompact SUV in the B class, in the B segment, I think it's more than enough space here to fit your stuff. So yeah, I would say it's pretty good. Now, if we go to the Bigster here, if you want to take this out, you can take it out very easy, just like that. Again, it's much more easier to take this out, this trunk protection, than on the Duster. So I think from my point of view, it's huge amount of space here. I think this is the most spacious C segment SUV, affordable SUV in the class. It's really impressive from my point of view. Huge entrance, flat floor, a lot of space here. Even if I go in the trunk now, you can see I can fit in the trunk without any problem right here. Look at this. I have huge amount of space. I don't want to make dirt inside the trunk, but I just want to, as a purpose, I think two of myself can stay here in the trunk. So it's so much space, man. It's really spacious. I really like that. Anyway, from the point of view of space, it's crazy. So if you want space, this is one of the cars that you probably need. Now, under the floor, even though it's hybrid, it still have some storage space right here. This is also protection from Dacia, but this is split in two. You see this underfloor, it's split in more pieces, and down there you have a spare tire, a huge spare tire, which is very useful, and you have some storage space there to take different items. Under the floor it's nothing, so don't expect to have something else, because yeah, but from my point of view, in terms of storage space, boy oh boy, it's good. Then here on the right side, it still have some storage space extra in comparison with Duster. It has the handles in order to fold down the seats. We will talk about that in a second. You have the 12-volt port, normal halogen light, hooks, two hooks. Here you have the handle again to fold down that part, U-clip, hooks, and here you have some storage space for repair kit and yeah, all that things. On the upper side here you have also this U-clip, and you have this LED light from the U-clip, so you can add an extra light, the handle, the button to close the trunk, and in general, this is the trunk. Another difference between those two is that here on Duster, if you want to fold down the seats, you fold it 40-60, where here on the Bigster, you can fold it 40-20, 40 or something like that, because the middle part is bigger than in other cars. So if you want to fold down the middle part, you also transform it in an armrest, because you have the cup holders here. So you have this rope, you pull this rope, you push it forward, and then now you have a flat floor and you can carry long items, which is crazy useful, man. It's so long, it's so big. And here on the left side, if you want to fold it down, all you have to do is stretch a little bit. You pull this rope and then you fold it down. It's super easy, super quick. And then this is how you fold down the seats. And once you fold down on Duster, you see that you don't have a flat floor. You have around 10 centimeters deepness around here. Even though it's huge amount of space here, you can also add the slip pack and so on. It's a little bit different than Bigster. So from the point of view of practicality, I would say it's huge also on Duster. But if we compare it with Bigster, and you have also those handles, so you fold it down like that. Here the same. Now I think this is locked because of the seat belt. No, I have to pull it harder. And now you have a flat floor, and it's huge, man. And you can sleep here without any problem. You can sleep also in the Duster, but Bigster, it's quite huge. If I go here, you can see I have huge amount of space. And another unique thing on Bigster, for the first time on a Dacia, it has a panoramic glass roof. And when you sit here and you sleep, you can watch the stars in the nighttime. It looks gorgeous. So it's also a very nice ambient if you want to camp in the car. It's a trend these days to camp in the car. Maybe I will take these cars for camping them. If you are interested in that video, write me in the comments. And here, of course, I still have space. If I want to go inside here, look at this. I still have space, but it's not so comfy, it's not so fun as in Bigster, and you don't have that panoramic glass roof, but it's possible to sleep here without any problem. So I would say practicality, it's good on both of these cars. Another thing, the entrance from the side is bigger on Bigster, right? Because you have a bigger entrance, and also the door is a little bit bigger. This is the seat belt, which is locked in place here. But this is the way it looks if you look from the side. So yeah, another extra on Bigster is the side entrance, which is a little bit bigger. You have a smaller entrance, still pretty big entrance, but smaller entrance. And this is the way it looks. So yeah, and on the legs, of course, even here and even on the Bigster, you still have some storage space left. But in general, those are the trunks. And if you ask me about the sizes, of course, I can tell you that on Duster we have 430 liter on hybrid version, and on Bigster it can go up to 667 liters. So it's a huge difference between 150 to 230 liter more on Bigster. And if you fold down the seats completely, you have 1,545 liter on Duster and 1,977 liters on Bigster. So 432 liters more on Bigster. So I don't know, this is useful, but this is mega useful. Anyway, this is the trunk. Let's go inside. Now let's talk about the space and let's go inside the car. But before we go inside, let's talk a little bit about the door. So both back doors here on Duster and also on Bigster, you will see in a second, are basically the same design, not soft material, only plastic everywhere, but the design overall, it's quite nice. Also, you have the button for the windows, electric adjustable windows. Storage space pretty good, and here is the speaker. Now inside the car, because we have the extreme version, I will go inside right now. Entrance, it's pretty good. I would say it's no problem. I already adjust the seats in my driving position, so I'm 173 centimeters, and this is my space. This is the space behind myself. I would say it's more than enough space. I can stretch my legs under the front seat. On the head, I have like 6 fingers or something like that. Anyway, more than enough space for me. Even in Duster, I stay here super comfortable. I would say it's very practical. Those seats are from the extreme. They are also these easy wipeable seats. Behind the front seats, soft material, storage space, really good stuff. If I go in the middle, the same. I have more than enough space on my legs right here, and also on the head I have plenty of space, even in the middle. And also down here it's soft. I like the fact that down here it's pretty soft. Even a third person can sit here very well, and because you don't have an armrest, it's also softer here in the back. This is the good thing. Isofix here, and yeah, overall it's quite nice. Here in the middle you have some storage space. You don't have climatic system on the rear. You will see on Bigster, the Bigster come with dual zone climatic system, which is a plus for the first time on a Dacia. U-clip to USB-C ports, very useful. And overall up here you have also some normal halogen light and the hooks on the side, and also pretty nice this kind of gray with white textile material on the roof. But overall, I would say the space here in the Duster, it's also good, and visibility outside it's quite nice. It's basically the same, no big difference, just this writing Duster there. But the big difference come on the center console, where you have a different approach. Here it's on automatic transmission on Duster with automatic transmission, 4+2 speeds. It has a different design, where on Bigster you will see it comes also with a different approach, much more fancy, I would say, even though I would say on Duster it's also pretty nice and practical and quite ergonomic. Let's go on Bigster to show you the space and to show you the doors and all that approach. So as I said, on the door here, even though it's a bigger entrance, a bigger door, much more bigger, you have also the same windows, same buttons, electric folding windows, but in terms of quality material, we have plastic everywhere. Storage space and the speaker, it's basically the same. It's just that the entrance in the car, it's a little bit different. And because this is the Journey version, the seats are a little bit slightly different. And the difference come here on the upper side in this area where you have textile material, and on the extreme it's a little bit different. But otherwise down here it's basically the same. Behind myself, 173 centimeters, I have more space, much more space. More space, you can already see that. I feel like the seats are sitting a little bit more tilted on the back and it's more comfortable. It's definitely more comfortable being here. And also on the head, I have also, I think, a little bit more space on the head, probably almost one finger more, but in general super spacious. And also with this panoramic glass roof, you have a lovely view. Plus you have another hook here. Now behind the front seat, the same textile material with storage space. If I go in the middle, the same soft material down here, this is good, and also soft material here, because the armrest, as you saw before, is not here. This is becoming an armrest and phone holders and stuff like that, and drink holders. But usually, because they choose this approach, you have much more softer position. And even here in the middle, I have more than enough space on my legs and also on my head. I would say it's quite good. Now, for the first time on a Dacia, dual zone climatic system. So you have those vents on the rear. You have U-clip to USB-C, the same as on Duster. But yeah, this is great that we have climatic system here, and also because you have the panoramic glass roof, it has also these LED lights left and right. It looks much more fancy. And the panoramic glass roof, I will show you in a second how you can open it. Now in the front, kind of the same approach, same steering wheel. I'm not going to talk about steering wheel and all that stuff because I have different videos, separate videos, definitely check out those. But the center console is different. It's a little bit higher, like on premium, higher end cars. So it looks much more nicer. So the approach, it's really interesting. And of course the same automatic transmission, same shift-by-wire transmission, stalk, and yeah, otherwise it looks really good. This is the space inside. Let's go in the front now. All right, so now let's go in the front. Here on Duster we have kind of the same design as on the back, just this Y here in the middle, which look nice, and soft material here where you rest your arm, also in the same material as the seat. Here are the buttons for the windows, electric adjustable mirrors. This is the speaker and the storage space, which is pretty good. Now here, in comparison with Bigster, on Duster we have manual adjustable seats, so no electric adjustable seats like we have on Duster. That's a plus for the Duster. But this is the entrance. Basically it looks very similar. Of course we don't have a panoramic glass roof here, and those are the extreme seats, which are very easy wipeable and washable. Here you have also the same button, electronic handbrake, normal pedals, the buttons for eco mode, e-save, lights, and also the safety features. And here are the vents. Otherwise, the design and the steering wheel look basically the same. Here, the center console, it's a little bit different. You have a wireless charging, 2 USB-C, a 12-volt port, some storage space a little bit higher, the automatic transmission with the parking button, some storage space, 2 cup holders, and the armrest a little bit higher with some storage space around here. If I go inside the car, I want to start the car, press the brake. Here is the start-stop engine button. You have 2 different big screens here, the multimedia screen and of course the digital cockpit. Here you have also some buttons in order to turn it on and off the screen, but basically this is the digital cockpit. They look very much the same, I would say. It's not a big difference between those 2 screens. And here what is different is this climatic system, where there on the Bigster you will see it's with the black glossy. Here are slightly different. For example, we have also an extra button here on the side for off, if you want to turn off the climatic system. If you want to turn it on, you turn it on from here, and the temperature and all those physical buttons for climatic system, they will appear here on the screen. But if you want to turn it on, you turn it off, you turn it off from here. On the Bigster it's a little bit different. You will turn it off from here. I will show you when we get there. But otherwise, very nice position, very ergonomic for hazard light. Everything is placed very well, so the ergonomy is good. Physical button on the steering wheel, which is also very good and useful. What this Duster doesn't have, adaptive cruise control, it is missing, and on Bigster it has adaptive cruise control, so another plus for the Bigster. Now, when it comes to the screen, it's basically the same. One small difference on the screens: when you connect Android Auto and Apple CarPlay to the car and then you set the map, you can see the map right here on the screen on the Bigster. On the Duster you cannot, sadly, for the moment. Probably in the future software update or something like that, but for the moment you cannot see it. You can basically see those information with consumption and water temperature, and you can see eco monitoring, the graphic, and also the graphic that shows you what happened with the energy flow and so on, so which is pretty cool anyway. But yeah, on Bigster you have some extras and I will go there in a second. Otherwise, the glove box, it's big on both versions. Here is Duster writing a little bit different. The mirrors and also the mirror up here, it's basically the same. Up here, by the way, on Duster have those normal halogen light. You will see on Bigster it have slightly different approach, and also here you have this mirror, vanity mirror without the light. This is the navigation and multimedia screen. It's a little bit tilted to driver. I love that. It's very useful, very good place. Also, both of those versions come with heated windshield, which is fantastic in the winter, and it's heated everywhere because it has those little wires inside the windshield. Visibility very good on both versions, nothing to say about visibility. This is the way it looks. And here on the multimedia, I'm not going to go to detail, it's basically the same. You can connect wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and on the car here you have, of course, on both versions, the camera, the 360 degrees camera, where you can see around the cars what's happening, and also when you go off-road you can see different information on all road. And because this is the hybrid, you can see also on electric different information regarding what happened with energy in real time, and then driving infos and so on. And then of course you have the navigation with here, which is a very good navigation from my point of view. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And also it shows you the temperature, it shows you different information. I would say it's very solid navigation system, much better than many other cars that are more expensive. Here it's of course private policy and so on regarding this regarding this navigation system. I'm not going to go in detail because we lost time, but driving assistance systems, here you have all the safety features from the car. The only thing that's missing is adaptive cruise control. Otherwise it has everything as well, like blind spot technology, emergency brake, and all that stuff. And also, by the way, the key is basically the same as on Bigster. Yeah, anyway, I think I cover everything inside here. I want to go to Bigster right now. Let's go to Bigster inside. Door wise, basically the same design, just this one here, this white in a different color, it's kind of gray, but the same material quality here, same washable material, electric adjustable windows, electric adjustable mirrors. Here you have storage space, basically very similar. Here is the speaker. Now here you have electric adjustable seats, or half semi-electric adjustable seats. So from here you can adjust the seats electrically. On the Bigster, this is a plus panoramic glass roof. This is also new. Plus, this car comes with adaptive cruise control, which is very important on the hybrid, but only on the hybrid from what I know. Then down there, the pedals are very much the same, electric brake, electronic brake, and here you have open the trunk, and here buttons are basically the same. Eco mode, e-safe, lights, and the safety features. And even the vents are basically the same with the different colors, and also the dashboard and the material quality is the same, just that this color it's gray right here. Even the steering wheel, it's basically the same. Different approach you have right here on the center console when you have some soft material around here, but much more fancy and cool approach. Even with the armrest here, it looks really good. This is the panoramic glass roof, by the way, which you can also open it, but I have to start the system in order to show you that. Here is the button, exactly placed in the same position as on Duster. Let me turn it on, just like that. And look at this, if you want to open it, you can kind of open it. It's a big opening, to be honest. It's really huge, which is very useful. It's quite huge. And of course you can leave it like that, or you can close it completely, or you can leave it also half kind of semi-open, or you can close that curtain completely. This is very useful for the first time on a Dacia ever, I would say. Close the door. Armrest basically the same. Storage space here, I would say it's bigger because you can stretch your hand also a little bit more forward there. Two cup holders here, parking button. Here you can, yeah, kind of shift in drive or reverse. It comes with B mode, the same as Duster, have also the B mode. Here's the key, the same. Wireless charging, 2 USB-C, 12-volt port, basically the same functions also here. Adjustable steering wheel, the same as on Duster, physical buttons for different functions. The screen look basically the same. You can also configure it with the speed, water temperature, radio, and you have also eco monitoring, energy flux or energy flow graphic. It's basically almost the same, just slightly different. But yeah, the cool part is that you can see the map here. Once you set up, you can see right now the map. When you activate and you connect your phone, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, you can see the map on this screen. So this is a plus in comparison with Duster. Plus you have another graphic here. The screen is a little bit bigger, and you have another graphic right here with what happened around the car when you activate adaptive cruise control. So yeah, I would definitely say it's a little bit better, not huge, but 5 to 10% a little better, because you can see also the map, and that's count a lot from my point of view to have the map right here. Otherwise the same heated windshield, the same approach with the same button around here. The climatic system and the hazard light button very well placed. Screen tilted to driver, very well placed. Same great ergonomy, same vents, but the difference stay here. In the climatic system, you see you don't have that off button. Now if you want to turn it on and off, you do it from here, but the same approach also on the screen down here. You see all the information regarding the climatic system. The glove box basically the same. As you can see here, also cleaner design here, speaker, and the multimedia screen in the middle is basically the same, with the same here navigation, media, telephone. Here you have the apps, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay wireless, of course. And if you go to vehicle, you have the same 360 degrees cameras, basically the same resolution, same quality, very useful. And you have electric view with energy flow. It shows you what happened to energy. And here you have the safety features where it shows you yeah, all the safety features. Plus, as I said, this one have adaptive cruise control, which is quite different, and it's a plus from the Duster. And I'm pretty happy that Dacia bring adaptive cruise control on their cars. So yeah, overall here navigation and all that stuff you already saw. The mirror here is basically the same, just here slightly different approach with these LED lights and the button and SOS button. And here we have not only the vanity mirror, but we have also a light, a normal halogen yellow light. This is the map, by the way, the here map, which worked pretty good. And also the cool part is that this map is basically the same as on Duster, also on Bigster. I'm not going to go in this detail because I already talked about those in my different video, full review and the test drive. So definitely if you want to see that, check those out because I have different videos, separate videos for Bigster and also for Duster with test drive and full review and multimedia system if you want to check them out. But in general, those are the differences. That was the video, guys. That was the comparison. I hope you get some useful information from this video. I really struggle a lot to bring you the most important functions and information regarding both of the cars and what Bigster have plus and what Duster have plus. So I hope you made an idea. If you find it useful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. That will help me a lot. So thank you very much anyway to all of you that watching my channel. Thank you for support. It means a lot for me. So thank you again, guys. Also, I have separate videos with both of those cars on my channel. If you want to see the test drive reviews with both of those cars, check out on the channel because there are somewhere around there. Probably I will do some test drive in the future. But as a short info regarding the test drive, I feel like on the full hybrid system, Dacia Bigster, it's a little bit more smoother, a little bit more refined. I guess 5%, 5 to 10%, it drives a little bit better when it comes to hybrid system. But that was the video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And as always, we will see us in the next one. Bye, guys.